Hello, I'm Teacher Jessie, and today I'm going to show you how I create my props. First, I'm going to show you the materials that I buy. This is the name of the paper that I use. It's pretty thick, like heavy duty, and I use double side tape, magnets, flexible adhesive foam sheets. These are like leftovers. Craft sticks, different sizes, regular tape, super glue, the clear glaze spray to protect the magnetic stuff that I make for the background. And you need some scissors, little ones and big one. So now I'm going to go and show you in the desktop how I do my search for the images. I am in Google search and I'm going to type on the window clip art ocean ship wreck. Then I click on images, so I only see pictures. And then I start searching for different kinds of good quality images. Many of these have watermarks or they're very pixelated. And sometimes it takes me a long time to find the image that I want. Let's see, this one, it is pixelated. It's not a nice, clean image. That one has a watermark. See? Just keep looking. Okay, so I find this one. This one has a watermark, but look what's next to it. Ta-da! That is a really good quality image. So I'm going to go and click on, do the right click on the mouse, save image as, and call it ocean. Ocean background. And save. Now it's right here. I am opening up the image with Photoshop. There are many different versions of Photoshop. If you don't know how to use Photoshop, you might have a different version of another editor. So let me hide this thing here. Okay, so here it is. I want my image to be printed into 4 separate sheets of paper. And normally a paper is 8.5 by 11. So if I'm going to print it in 4 sections, I'm going to add the width, which is 11 plus 11, right, is 22. And the height is going to be double of 8.5, right? So that's 17. So this little tool is called a crop tool. And in here, you will type in the size of the image that you want. What I'm doing here is I'm going to be cropping the image so that it will print the size that I want. This is square, mine is going to be more rectangular. But first I'm going to check the quality of the image. So I say image size, I want this to be 300 dpi. So I click on 300 and then say resample. As you can see now, this is 3 by 2 inches in width. And it's going to be a lot bigger than that. But make sure that the resolution is 300. Okay? So I'm going to say, okay. Now, this is the crop tool. I'm going to say, I want my image is going to be 22 inches long in width and 17 inches in height, because 8.5 plus 8.5, 17, and 11 plus 11 is 22. Now I'm getting ready to crop it. I definitely want to use all the stuff that's in the bottom, and you just use your mouse and you drag it. So this right here, when I crop it, it's going to be 8.5 by 22 by 17 in width. Now it got really big. So I'm going to say view, fit on screen. Now, if your image looks really pixelated, you might want to find a different image. But this one is really, really good quality. If you want to save some money on ink, you want to make this image lighter. So whatever tool that you use, I use this levels, and I click on levels here to the right bottom, and I move the middle one, which is the gray, and you see that it's getting lighter. You can make the blacks a little darker, but as you can see, the gray shades are brighter. So now you can see the difference before and after, before and after, as you can see. Okay, so I said, okay. And then I have to flatten the image. Right here, flatten. Okay, so now if you say image size, it should be 22 inches in width and 17 inches in height. Now, the next part is cropping the image into 4 sections so that when you print them, you put them together. And what I do, I have to find a model. I'll start with the first section where my first selection, it has to be able to overlap. So I can take a little less than that. So you can see it overlaps, and it will be overlapping. So each image will have a little bit of the other image. So when you tape them, you tape one on top of the other. So this is going to be my model right here. I'm going to crop it. Then I'm actually going to select it, edit, copy, copy, and then I'm going to paste it. And you'll see what I'm talking about. Now I have a layer. You don't see it. But now I'm going to go back to the time before I cropped it, which is here right after I flattened the image. And I'm going to do edit paste because I've already cut the image. And you're going to see, I'm going to do edit, free transform, and make it small. To where you see it looks the same. Wait, hold on. I need to edit, free transform. I had to click on the shift key so that when I am making it smaller, it will not be changing the dimensions. So you can see that there. Okay, so I'm gonna say okay. As you can see, if I click in and out, you don't even know, but it is actually a layer. If you go like this, I'm gonna click on it, select it, and move it around. Hold on. Hold on. Select, deselect. Click it. See that? So this is a layer. And the reason why I'm doing this is when I'm going to crop each section, it has to be exact, because when you print them and then you're going to put them together, they have to be the same dimension. And if you happen to not crop it on the same dimension, then it's not going to line up together. So here it is, right on top, right? So, okay, time to take a break. Okay, so now I am back to the, okay, now I am back where I had this. If you can see, you don't see it. I'm going to make that image darker, the one that's overlay. I'm going to show you. I'm going to select it and then move it up here. And I'm going to make it darker so it, when I need to start cropping the sections, you'll see the difference. So I'm going to say image adjustment, brighter contrast. I'm going to make it darker. Okay, now you're not going to be printing this. This is just going to help you cut the image. You're going to move it here and then you're going to cut this section, but you're not actually printing this layer. You're printing the layer underneath it, and I'll show you how. So I'm going to start with the first section here, right? I have to be clicking on the original image. I'm going to disable it, enable it. So this is going to be my model that I'm going to use to cut each section. If you notice, when I move this here, hold on for a second. It's not letting me do this. Hold on for a second. Select, it has to be overlapping. So is that going to overlap? Yes, it's going to overlap. See? It's showing more to the side. Okay. All right. So here I am now. I'm going to crop the bottom left, and I have to make sure I'm clicking on the original image, not that one, but the original one. And then I'm going to change my crop settings to be 11 inches in width and 8.5 in height, right? So then I'm just gonna go and bring it right on top of the image that I have right there, and click, and it propped it. Now I'm going to turn off the other layer that was on top, and then print the first left bottom corner. So I'm gonna say File, Print. Make sure it's landscaping, and you can do print screen. Scale to fit the media so that the image is inside the paper. So let's say I printed already. I'm not going to print it because I already done this before. I'm just showing you how I'm doing it. So I'm done, right? Now I printed the first left image what I'm going to do now, since I'm doing this demo for you, I'm going to flatten the image for a second and create the image. I'm going to say File, Save As. This is bottom left. Okay. So for this video, I am going to be giving you the actual image in 4 different sections, so you don't have to edit the image. You just print all 4 and then you put them together. The whole point is for me to show you how to print them in sections, but since I've already done this, I'm just gonna go ahead and give you the 4 images. Now I have to go back to when I first cropped it, the last time I cropped it. So I did this section. Now the next section is gonna be, let's do the bottom right, right? Make sure I'm clicking on the original image, which is the background image. Click on the crop, it's gonna be 11 and 8.5. Make sure you click on the right spot, click. Now I'm going to remove the original one, remove the layer one. You can see this is my model. Now I disable it. So this is the image I'm going to print now, which is the bottom right. So you say File, Print, make sure it's landscape, and Scale to Fit Media, and Print, and cancel for me because I don't need to. Then now I'm going to save. I have to flatten this in order for me to save this for you. I'm going to save it to be File, Save As. It's a JPEG. And this time I'm going to call it, this time I'm going to call it bottom right, like that. Okay, so now I'm going to backtrack again to right before I cropped it. And you can see now I have done the left, the right, then I'm going to move it up to do the, let's see, I want to make sure it's in the right place. The top right, and then I click on the background image, which is the one that I want to use, and then crop 11 by 8.5 again, right there. Click, and then I'm going to disable the layer, as you can see, and that would be the top of the image. And I would say print, make sure it's landscaping, scale to fit the media, and then you just click print. Now I'm going to save the third sheet of paper, so I had to flatten it. Okay, File, Save As, top, bottom, top right, that's it. Okay, so now I'm going back to the step right before. Oh, and then this little window, the history window, the way you get to this window is you say View and Menu, and actually you click on Window. See that? Now you don't see it. So you go Window, History, and then you see all your steps here. And so here's after I cropped it. This is right before I cropped it. So my last print would be, I have to move it to the left side, right there. Make sure it's right. And then I click on the background image and crop tool, 8.5 by 11, select it, click, disable the layer. That would be your top left. And then I will say File, Print, Landscape, Scale to Fit Media, and Print. This way and that way. So I'll start with the bottom one first. That's a lot of overlapping. And then use two-way tape. Make sure you put the tape really close to the edge. It's not a good piece. That's better. Otherwise, you're not gonna have, it's gonna show a line. So now, put it together. There you go. Super glue. Super glue. And next one. Put it in the zigzag. This is not an even surface, so. This one in half. So keep it from bending this way, so I add an extra piece. Roll it in place. Not sticking. Don't know why. There you go. Like this. Keep it from bending. I gotta cut a little bit more on this one. Alright. And for the magnets, I use the ones that have the sticky, because if I use glue gun, it becomes too bulky and then it won't be, I want this to be as close to the magnetic board as much. If I put glue gun, it might come out too high up. So just for the backgrounds, and don't put it on this union, put it at the end. Then the end, and now it's done. It's not perfect. I've done better. So now all I just need to do is spray glaze. I put this ruler in here because if you happen to put too much spray paint, it will get stuck on the bottom. So this keeps it from kind of sticking to it. You do not want that to stick. And basically, just slightly go through it. It is windy today, so I'm going to have to go in an angle. I'm just going to let it dry right there. Right, so this is what my background looks like. And I printed it in 4 sections. I put wood sticks to give them some support so it doesn't rip on the corners. And the magnets